Hey guys, just wanted to let you know before you start the video that this recording is not as high quality as my other videos usually are. My audio was trash, but I did my best to salvage it so it's at least listenable. And then my camera quality isn't the best because I use my webcam, but because it's a screen recorded video, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Because I was recording for nearly 3 hours and I was also actively drinking, there's stuff that I miss, there's stuff that I mispronounce, and there's times that I forget to drink or I skip over something. But this was just supposed to be a fun video that I want to get out to you guys because I promised this video like last year for a 500 subscriber special, and we are now over 600. So just wanted to give you that disclaimer. I will be back to making regular videos very, very soon, but I hope you enjoy because I had a lot of fun making this. I wish it could have been a live stream. Maybe in the future we'll do something like that, but I hope you enjoy.
What is up, YouTube? My name is Trinity, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome to our 600 subscriber special, the Cryptid Drinking Game. Now, this was originally supposed to be the 500 subscriber special, but I could never find the right time to actually do it. And now we are at like almost 630 subscribers. So, one, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you guys all being here, and I wanted to do something special to celebrate our growing community. So, as I've explained, I have put together a Cryptid Iceberg. I think it's based on the one that Wendigoon made, but I went through and made all of them links to the Wikipedia pages connected to all of these because some of these get very obscure and I'm not gonna know what the fuck they are. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I do have some cherry vodka that I won at my Nana's benefit, as well as a cherry Sakura Red Bull. I'm gonna mix them when we get further down on the list. I think what I'm going to do, as like a punishment for this being so late, I'm gonna take one shot and down into like here, somewhere in this area where stuff stops being especially familiar to me. I'm gonna go from taking shots to mixing a drink just so I don't die because some of these are very obscure and yeah, I'm not a big drinker like that, so I don't know what would happen if I took a shot for each of those. I'd probably run out of vodka before I get some of them right. But before you begin, I just again like to give a big thank you because I appreciate you all so much and I wanted to do something special like this for a long time. I'm glad I finally get to do it and hopefully I'll be back pretty soon doing normal videos. But here's my first shot. I'm a little nervous, but first shot is a punishment. Also, this is not a shot glass. This is bigger than a shot glass. I'm making more than a shot because I'm not a drinker. When I drink, I have like wine or like hard cider or something. I'm not a big drinker, but okay. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I can taste the cherry, so it's not a bad taste. Okay. That might have been a little bit more than a shot. Okay, but here we go. Okay. Bigfoot, obviously the most famous one. I'm not going to click through the ones that are pretty obvious. Bigfoot have been similar creatures seen all over the world. Bigfoot is pretty iconic to North America, specifically the Pacific Northwest. Probably the most famous sighting is the Patterson-Gimlin film. One of the few cryptids that I'm kind of on the fence about, mostly don't believe in, but there's some evidence here and there that makes me think like, oh, it could be something. Same goes for the Yeti, basically, same thing, also called the Abominable Snowman. I'm pretty sure it's related to like the Himalayas. Yep, so Nepal, Tibet, Russia, India. If it's real, closest living relative to Gigantopithecus. I have had one shot and I'm already stumbling over my words. If it's real, related to Gigantopithecus, which makes sense since I'm pretty sure they were in Asia. Champ is the Loch Ness Monster of Lake Champlain. Chupacabra, two different versions originating in Puerto Rico, actually coming out after a like alien movie in like the 80s or 90s, I think. The original is a more reptilian creature that kind of bounces like a kangaroo, has spines all over it, and then there's the Mexican version, southwestern slash Mexican version, that's more of like a dog with mange kind of. The name means goat sucker, chupa, which is to suck, and then cabra, which is goat. Jersey devil, the creature that resides in the New Jersey Pine Barrens, has the head of a horse, leather wings, kind of like the traditional devil tail. The thylacine, I'm already having problems. This is bad. The thylacine, Tasmanian tiger that is thought to have gone extinct, I believe, in the early 1900s. Like, there's very haunting footage of the very last one that was in captivity. Kind of looks like a wolf, but it's called the Tasmanian tiger because of its stripes. But there have been many sightings of it in recent years that really could indicate that there is a small population somewhere out there. It's also a marsupial, so it has a pouch like koalas and Tasmanian devils, though I think if it were to still be alive, it would be the only carnivorous. This is bad. This is really bad. The only carnivorous marsupial, or the largest one, beating out the Tasmanian devil, which is currently the recognized largest one. Okay. Mothman, we all know who Mothman is. He is my spiritual husband. West Virginia cryptid that has blown up in popularity. A lot of people think it was originally a stork or some sort of big bird with like red around its eyes, and many people saw it over the couple weeks or so that it was first sighted. And then it is also associated with a bridge collapse because it was allegedly seen flying over and even perching on a bridge before it collapsed. So it's kind of associated with like prophecy or bad omens and stuff like that. Actually, I'm going to show you. This is actually a little drawing I did last night of Mothman. Like, I wanted it to kind of look like, an old school portrait of a guy just like smoking a pipe and looking into the distance. I don't know how much I succeeded, but I had fun drawing it, and that's what matters. All right, Loch Ness Monster, probably the second most famous cryptid. Allegedly a monster that lives in Loch Ness in Scotland. So the most famous interpretation of it that we have is a plesiosaur, though early interpretations, I don't know if it's gonna have it on here. It was more of a land-dwelling creature. It wasn't quite this. It was more of like a weird camel thing that was seen crossing the road towards the loch, and then a lot of the subsequent um sightings more show it as just like something big in the water rather than the famous surgeon's photo that was found to be a hoax. Um, Here it is. This is actually like a little toy submarine under and then like cut out head. But that's the most famous photo, everything, yeah, known to have been a hoax. Um, but yeah, people have a lot of theories on what it could be, from an abnormally large amount of environmental DNA for eels in the lake, so people think maybe they're just really big eels. I think Jeremy Wade from River Monsters went there and he theorized that it could have been, I believe, a Greenland shark because they on occasion have been known to go into the loch. On the few occasions that I have talked about it on my channel, there is a theory that there was like a traveling circus and somebody saw something similar to this and it was actually just like an elephant's trunk or something. And then, as we'll talk about for the sea serpents on here, doesn't quite apply to the Loch Ness Monster, but a lot of sea serpents are theorized to be whale penises that are just up and flopping out of the water because that's what they look like. There's not much to them. They're kind of a very ubiquitous cryptid. Like, I'm pretty sure every culture, at least cultures that are either on the coastline or are actively sailing and stuff, have like legends about them, like Jormungandr and stuff like that. Kraken, giant squid, probably based off of either the colossal squid or I think it's called the giant squid. Really, really big squid. Not much more to it. Also, probably at least some sightings of them have been whale penises. So that's something that you can think about. The coelacanth, it is a Lazarus taxon. So they were thought to go extinct millions and millions of years ago, but then 97. Yeah, it was found in a fish market, which is oddly where a lot of new species are found. I think we have 2 species of them now. They are descended from the prehistoric ones. They're not exactly the same, but because they live in very, like, slowly changing environments, they're probably very similar. And they are also the annoying reason that a lot of people who don't wanna think through things think that the megalodon is still real. Michigan Dog Man, we already talked about this one a lot, actually. Basically a werewolf, but as I was very sternly corrected in my comment section, wolfmen or werewolves are people that transform into their dog wolf form, theorized to be a curse or a disease, whereas a dogman, that's just who they are as a person, as a dogman. They don't really shift, and they're this one's kind of scary looking. I don't know what else to say about it. It's pretty basic. And then there's the jackalope, which are the little rabbits with antlers on their heads. Um, North American folklore. Um, one fact that always sticks out to me about them is I think they can only breed when like lightning is striking or something like that. They're a very common hoax. Like people will just taxidermy rabbits and then put antlers on them. Um, I think there is like a fungal disease that rabbits can get that like a lot of people swear up and down like they are jackalopes, but it's just like a fungal growth that's coming out of their heads. I forget what that's called. All right, so we are done with tier one, and now we're going to go on to tier two. The Dover Demon. I forget exactly where Dover is. But it's essentially like a little gray alien type of guy, like big head, big eyes. I have a specific image of him crawling around on all fours, and it's just kind of your typical alien sighting within a small town. Um, yep, this is the picture I was thinking of. Let's see, in Dover, Massachusetts. I was gonna say Maine, so I was close. So during the 1970s, multiple witnesses came forward. Sort of looks like the gray variety of alien, except it has rosy tan colored skin. Okay, I did not know that. Um, Bipedal, often trampled on all fours. It does not seem to be associated with UFOs, just wandering around on its own. Okay. Mongolia death worm, giant worm in the desert. Pretty sure that's what the dune worm thingies are based off of. Blood red, size of an intestine, 2 to 7 feet long. See, I'm pretty sure there was like a Scooby Doo movie about them that made them seem like massive, but maybe not. And then nomads believe the giant worm covers its prey with an acidic substance that turns everything a corroded yellow color. Okay. Not sure what the worm actually is. Probably because it's not most likely real. Worms in the desert don't seem to mix too well because, like, I need to stay hydrated. Caddy, that's a Cadbarasaurus, or at least based on a Cadbarasaurus. Um, so late surviving dinosaur, probably some sort of lake monster, right? Right? Yes, blurry photo of a line. Yep, exactly what most lake monsters are. Named Caddy, allegedly a sea monster from British Columbian coast of Cadboro Bay. Long neck, serpent-like beak, slippers, hair on the neck, and a camel-like head. Interesting. Um, Cadborosaurus carcass? Taken from a sperm whale stomach. What? While removing the contents of the stomach, came across a 20-foot long carcass of an unidentified creature. It had a head of a horse, a snake-like body, and a thin, spiny tail. A photo was taken, but nobody knows exactly what happened to the remains. Okay, so probably a hoax, and I don't know how you could say that's a Cadbarasaurus uh, carcass. So basically, this thing is mostly based on like lobsters. So decomposing biomaterial that washes up on a beach and you can't really tell what it is anymore. The Owl Man, I'm going to guess that it's probably a knockoff Mothman. because Mothman is already kind of an owl man, at least the way I imagine him. Humanoid entity noticeably similar to the Mothman. Lives in Cornwall, England. Ah, so a ripoff. Okay. Does he do anything cool? Does he predict ailing infrastructure? Possibly. Possibly Mothman. Okay, so you're not even real, sir. You're a fraud. You're a hoax. Okay, so Goatman. I know there are several different, like, iterations in story. For some reason, the main Goatman story I think of is, I think it was from this paranormal show that I used to watch about, like, Amish people. And there was this couple that I think they got together before they were married, so then they were cursed, and their baby was part goat, and then it ran off into the wild. That's not usually the story people think of. I think that might have been just made up for the show. I know people think of the one in Kentucky, I think, Goatman's Bridge. Shane and Ryan went there.
Fuck you, goat man! Holy shit, dude. Is that good?
Uh, yep, Goatman, Goatman. I don't know why this image creeps me out so much, because I know it's fake, but it's creepy. Waterford Sheepman, yeah, there's a lot of goat people. Probably fears related to, like, because the devil's kind of shown as a goat sometimes. Okay. Flatwoods Monster. Oh, I love drawing this guy. So I forget exactly where this happened, but there was an alien spaceship crash, allegedly, of course, and then this creature came out and it had like a spade-shaped head and like a metallic suit that was silver, I think. And like a whole bunch of kids saw it and like two adults were with them and then they screamed and ran off. Do I need to take a shot for that? I know exactly what it is. Yeah, this is like the famous picture of it. Uh, I don't think I have to take a shot for that. I've drawn this guy enough times. I know what the fuck he is. Beast of Bray Road. I just did a video on it. Basically, Michigan Dogman 2.0. I literally just covered all of this in my last video. All of these sightings. Basically, Michigan Dogman 2.0. Wearing Pendak. This is a small humanoid creature covered in orange hair. It's from Indonesia, I think. Um, and it's just a little person that's running around. Some people think it's person related to the Denisovans. I don't know, some sort of humanoid. It's not big like the Yeti or Bigfoot. It is a small little guy. So there is a chance like there's some truth to it, just because like in a fucking rainforest, like a little primate looking thing running around. That is the Dover demon, sir. Did I put the wrong link? Okay, I did. So I'm gonna search orang pendek. And then, yep, humanoid, bipedal, lives in the island of Sumatra. Okay, in Indonesia. I thought I was gonna have to take a shot for that. Height commonly between 3 to 5 feet. Gray, black, sometimes reddish or honey colored. Or name orang pendek translates to short person in Indonesian. Reporter spent almost all of his time on the ground. Okay, yep. So, yeah, I remember what he was. Wendigo, I know I've talked about it before. There's two different versions. The most popular version in pop culture is the deer head version that's covered in hair and stuff, but the traditional version of it is much closer to what is seen in Until Dawn. That it's an Algonquin legend, and basically it's a curse or something, or a spirit that comes into you if you partake in cannibalism. So, yep. So I assume those are people. So there's tales that say like it's more of a giant, where some are more like they're just very tall and spindly. Oh, I guess there's some depictions of antlers, but I don't know if this is by like a native artist or just somebody who's like drawing what they think it looks like. Thunderbird. Oh, I clicked on that before even explaining what it was. But yeah, we've talked about the Thunderbird before, specifically over, I think, a town in Texas, somewhere in the southern US. Um, though the version we talked about was described more as like a pterodactyl, but Thunderbirds in indigenous culture, depending on which culture you're talking about, because there's a lot, could be just a giant bird, and the name comes from the beating of the wings. The wings are so large that it sounds like thunder when they're coming by. Carrying whale spectrum stamp. I know they're especially prevalent in like Pacific Northwest indigenous cultures just because I'd seen them on their toga holes and stuff. All right, I will take to punish myself to make this a little more interesting. I will take another shot, or at least a partial shot for that, since I knew what it was, but I didn't fully answer the question, or I didn't answer the question before looking, so that was like a half one. Okay. Lizard man. So, lizard people are something that I really have not wanted to talk about on my channel because there's a lot of icky stuff that's related to the whole like lizard man, lizard person conspiracy theory, like they're related to the Illuminati, New World Order, that kind of stuff. But it's actually just a repackaged version of a lot of anti-Semitic, like, talking points about a shadowy group of people that are other ruling the world and stuff like that. And I'm not really going to get into it, but I will show you. I'm pretty sure I bought them up on like I'm pretty sure I bought them up in a missing 411 case. Like I talked about a mountain in there's a missing 411 case. I'm pretty sure it happened in California. I can't think of the name of the person, so I'm sorry about that. I will like put the information up on screen if I remember later. Um, but essentially, some guy claimed to find a tunnel in this mountain, and there is like a secret society in there, and I'm pretty sure he said that lizard men were part of it. I don't know. Okay. Fresno Nightcrawler. I love these guys. These are just walking pants. Fresno, California, they're just goofy little guys. When I draw them, it's like I like to draw cryptids just because it's fun. Um, I always draw them with like little flower crowns and like blushing. I don't know why. But I think this is the original, like, yeah. Pretty sure this is the original footage of them. Yep. That'd be so fucking creepy to see. The only thing I can imagine is someone on stilts, like, or obviously a hoax because it looks very unnatural. But like, I'm sure if you saw something like that in person, it wouldn't be as funny. But I'm pretty sure there was a second sighting somewhere else in California too. Megalodon, giant prehistoric shark that does not exist anymore. It is not comparable to the coelacanth. They were again, I can't even think anymore. My brain is soup right now. Um, they lived in a totally different climate and ecosystem, a different ecological niche than the coelacanth, which is a very big fish, but not like a 60-foot shark big that's actively hunting like fucking whales. It's not going to evolve in a couple million years to be a deep sea creature that can survive off of the scraps that fall to the bottom of the sea. Ogopogo, that is a type of or lock. It's a type of lake monster. It's an indigenous legend. I'm pretty sure in Canada, essentially a sea serpent, a lake serpent. Yep, lake monster from British Columbia, seen by First Nations people since the 19th century. Most common description is a 40 to 50-foot long sea serpent. Yep. So that is very pretty. The dog-like head reminds me of the dragon from the Neverending Story. I forget his name. All right, we are on to tier 3, and so far, I've taken a shot and a half, but not because I got anything wrong. Hopkinsville goblins. I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to remember, like, they're not actually goblins. They're theorized to be, like, a mini alien invasion on the town of Hopkinsville, Kentucky? Kansas? Kentucky? I feel like it's a K. Kelly Hopkinsville, also known presumably extraterrestrial beings. Now I'm really just looking for what state this is in. Most significant witness, 7 people, farm terrorized. Hold on, I'm gonna have to look this up. Kentucky, I was right. Okay, cool. The 1934 BB dive sightings. Okay, or Beeb. I remember this. It was a zoologist of some kind, marine biologist, whatever you want to call him, went down in some sort of craft and he saw like 4 or 5 different types of fish that have never been seen again. He named them, or they were named based off of the descriptions, but they've never been seen again, so nobody can confirm what he really saw, if they were new species. Okay, BB's abyssal fishes. Deep sea fish observed by William Beebe, I don't know, in the vastosphere Atlantic Ocean off of Nonsuch Island, Bermuda, between 1930 and 1934 that have never been seen since. Oof. Looks like the mix of an angler. Ew. I don't like that. If your angler is up here, what the fuck is that, sir? Put that away. So, size, probably a female if it goes by other anglerfish standards. I'm like, fucking hi. Ew. I've seen like all sorts of deep sea fish because I love the deep sea. I've seen like blobfish and all the weird shit down there, goblin sharks. This is gross. This is ugh. Yeah, basically fish that have never been seen again. We can't confirm that they exist, but they're not the same level of cryptid as like Bigfoot or something. I guess they kind of are, but like I think of them differently because like I can imagine all of those fish being real. Skinwalker, because that's what it's called. Um, Navajo legend. They are not the just random whatever weird shit people claim to see in the woods. They're a Navajo legend. They are the equivalent of like witches. They are like medicine men. I don't know if medicine women were a thing for Navajo. I don't know too much about their culture. However, like medicine men that chose to use their abilities or powers for evil. They have to go through a bunch of rites that kind of really fuck them up, but also give them the abilities of different animals. Some say it just gives them the abilities of the animals, like to run really fast or whatever else. Others say like the person can actually transform into the animals. It really varies, and one of the kind of shitty things about like I love when native culture gets highlighted in pop culture, like people learn about it, but it also kind of gets bastardized to a degree, but depending on like how it's portrayed. Because the Skinwalker just kind of became an internet thing, even though like it's an actual cultural thing. It kind of got the short end of the stick. Unlike the Wendigo, like there's a lot of different versions of the Wendigo, but you can at least see like accurate portrayals. With Skinwalkers, it's kind of just anything weird looking. The Wawasee sturgeon. Not sure where Wawasee is, or if it's even a place. I'm gonna assume it's a place. Giant sturgeon. I'm just going to put my money on giant sturgeon because sturgeon are really big. And they can be scary looking. I remember that episode of River Monsters, even though they are my favorite fish. They can be scary, like catfish. Okay. Okay, I guess I couldn't find. I made this so long ago. I guess I couldn't find an accurate, like, link to show it, but I'm just gonna look it up real quick. Okay, so essentially like really big sturgeon that have been caught out of Lake Wawasee. Giant rabbit. I'm going to guess giant rabbit. I don't know what else to say. Giant rabbit, cryptid from Australia. So it's not giant rabbit's 9 feet long, 12 feet high. If this is in Australia, wouldn't this more likely be a kangaroo or marsupial of some type? Not a rabbit? No, I'm not sharing that. Giant rabbits were living diprotodonts. Theorize they could have been. So giant kangaroos. Okay, so I'm going to drink just because when I clicked that, I was fully expecting just a rabbit. I'll do a half shot to be fair to myself because like I was. Is it fucking snowing? Bro, it was 70 degrees like 2 days ago. It's snowing? This is some bullshit. Oh, I drive myself to work. I'm a big girl and I drive myself to work and I'm gonna have to drive whatever's there in the morning. Fuck. Okay, I feel like that's fair. I was expecting something totally different. I didn't give a lot of detail on what I was expecting, so. Okay, siren or siren. I'm pretty sure it's not the siren that you would normally think of, like a mermaid. What are they called? They're like harpies, like half bird, half women. I think they're Russian. Mythical Russian legend. Head of a beautiful woman, body of bird, usually an owl, borrowed from siren of Greek mythology. Okay, so got that right. Mokili Mbembe, I've talked about that several times. Mokili Mbembe is said to be a theropod, not a sauropod dinosaur that still lives in Africa, I think in the Congo. However, neo-dinosaurs like Mokili Mbembe and others, they were essentially tools used to imply that the people in Africa, just like the rest of the land, were primitive. Like, oh, nothing there has changed since prehistoric times. They still have dinosaurs, therefore people are lesser and can justify a whole bunch of shit. Hodag, I just finished reading one of my Monster Hunter mystery books on it. So it's in Wisconsin. I don't remember too much about it. I remember it just being a mishmash of a lot of different stuff. I think it breathes fire. It has like a really big mouth and teeth. It has horns. Um, shit. I know exactly what it's supposed to look like. I just can't think of any other. I think I got it mostly right. Yes, this is the. It's really a fucked up picture. It was totally fabricated, but people were very convinced it was real. I'm pretty sure in like a circus or some sort of circus or something, a fake one was like operated within a dark cage, and people like thought it was legit because they couldn't quite see it. So apparently, like there are Hodag statues all over. Not Wisconsin. Rhinelander, that's where it is. Okay, I'm gonna give myself that. The Machus mammal. Guess I couldn't find the link for that, so we're just gonna skip it. Devil monkey. Devil monkey. So I know they're just like typical looking monkeys where they shouldn't be. Fuck, I'm trying to remember where. I'm trying to remember where they're supposed to be from. They might be kind of a thing all over the world or in multiple regions. I want to say in like Europe. In Flagstaff, Arizona. God damn it. God damn it. They've also been seen in New Mexico, Utah, Colorado. Okay. I deserve this one. I'm not doing too much because, like I said, this is wider than your typical shot glass. It's actually a shot glass, so. Okay. This is not good. Lutalang. Fuck, that's 2 that I can't think of it. It's 3 I can't think of it. Okay, we're gonna work on what we do know and then work downwards. Okay. Man monkey. I feel like this is a monkey human hybrid. From the sound of the name, it doesn't quite sound like a Bigfoot type creature, more like maybe a hybrid type thing. Man monkey. Cryptid primate or zooform recorded in Staffordshire and Birmingham in the UK. Also referred to as man monkey. Okay, but what does it look like? That's just a fucking chimp. That is a chimp. So since I was kind of right, like, that's not a Bigfoot. That's literal fucking... Okay, I'm gonna give myself that because I have a feeling I'm gonna be drinking some more soon. Gigantopithecus. Don't quite know why that's on here because that's just the really big prehistoric primate that people think like Bigfoot and the Yeti are related to. Previously non-bipedal, as mentioned in caveman, bipedal is accepted by some scientists due to jawbone fossils, up to 12 feet tall. Yeah, perfect description of a living Sasquatch. Okay. Dwarves. Basically what we think of as dwarves. We're pretty sure originating in Europe, even though cultures all over the world kind of have their own little people legends. Germanic mythology, dwarf, but we know what dwarves are, okay? Megaconda. I might be getting a little specific with this, but I'm pretty sure there was like specific photos taken from a plane or a helicopter going over some part of Africa. And I saw a really big fucking snake, and nobody was ever able to disprove these images. But based on scaling of other images or other objects in the image, like trees and stuff, it would be really fucking big, like bigger than any living snake today. And it hasn't been able to be disproved. I think this is what this is. Native Brazilians claim to have captured a 131-foot snake in the Amazon rainforest. Fuck. Was it the Amazon? But I remember it being like... I remember a specific photo of there being a giant snake, like, out in a grassland. Also, why is this the picture that's... This is not going how I thought it would. I thought I'd be able to get through the first, like, 3 or 4 tiers without drinking. Okay. Though after this, I'm definitely gonna start making my vodka Red Bulls because this is a lot, but I just want to be consistent. Why is that starting to look like a lot? Probably because I'm taking multiple fucking shots. 30% alcohol by volume, 60 proof. I forget what that means. I just know it's bad for me. Okay. You know what? Just because I know I'm gonna get these wrong, I will start mixing. Just because, like, it's not that late and I have nowhere to go, but I still don't want to be, like, shit-faced. Okay, I was here. Okay, so... Ooh, that's a pretty color. So I know nothing about, like, mixing drinks. So that's how much Red Bull, and then that's just based on vibes. So I'm gonna take a drink every time I get one wrong now. Mala Gillage. I'm just gonna take the drink now because I can't think of what that is. Tailed man, a small hominid from the Chari River in Chad. Okay. Describes having reddish Reddish skin, long hair, especially on their heads, arms short. Okay, so Orange Undead Part 2. This looks like it could be. I can't even think of what language that could derive from. Okay, so Iceland. Icelanders. Okay. Uh, bear-like creature that looks like a pangolin with a fucked up head and sloth feet. Bear-like hippo-sized animal with blue scales similar to those of a pangolin, often described as being black and having seaweed and shell on it. Okay, I would not have gotten that, so here's my drink for this one. The Lutelang. For some reason, this one is making me think of some sort of water monster. Oh, a donkey-headed wolf. Okay. Cryptid reporter across China, large carnivore with body like a wolf, head of a donkey or horse, slender claw. Okay. Rides a large quadruped. Okay, yeah, I probably wasn't gonna get that one either. Mind you, like, before starting this, like, I obviously didn't take the time to go through all of it because I feel like that would be cheating, but I skimmed at least some of the ones I didn't know. The Mikane Kujira sounds like to be Japanese or Chinese, maybe? Okay, Japanese. The whale centipede. Okay, described by the philosopher. I'm not gonna attempt that name. In an agricultural textbook, which also covered natural history, reminiscent of the Greco-Roman Scolopendra. Okay, there's no pictures on this, so that was useless. I was just curious. Okay, so kind of looks like a mosasaur with a lot of fins. Alright, so we're done with this one. The Gulf coelacanth. I'm pretty sure that's just another theorized uh living species of coelacanth. There might have been a sighting of it, and I'm guessing the Gulf of Mexico. It's talking about the Gulf of Mexico. But maybe it hasn't been confirmed yet. Unknown species of coelacanth or similar primitive fish, first similar to the West Indian Ocean coelacanth, been reported in the Gulf of Mexico in the 17th to 20th centuries from individual fish scale and silver models. Okay, so they're not sure it exists. Squonk, little ugly pig thing from, I believe it's Pennsylvania. It's always crying because of how ugly it is, and its defense mechanism is to dissolve into a puddle of tears if someone sees it. I love all the like depictions of it. It's so ugly. Alright, from Pennsylvania. Folklore creature, fearsome critter, disputed. Okay. Earliest known written of the squonks comes from a book by William T. Cox, Fearsome Creatures in the Lumberwoods, with a few discerning oddities. Maybe I should try to find that book. I wonder what else would be in it. Look how ugly and stupid it looks. The Ninja. Okay, that is. I feel like I talked about it like really early on in my channel. That is it's a Japanese legend. It looks kind of like a beluga whale, but it has like the head and shoulders of a person. Like it's in the Arctic. Maybe Japanese? No, it's definitely a Japanese thing. It has like the upper torso looking portions of a person, but then the backside looks like a whale and it's white. Right? Yes. Okay, I'm right. Okay, that's the other picture I was looking for. Okay. That's a blue whale, not a blue whale, but okay. Hey, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Sewer gator. That's just the myth that there are alligators in the New York City sewage plants, right? Outside the alligator's native range, New York City, and Paris. Okay, okay. Still right, but okay. I didn't know Paris allegedly had alligators. Giant catfish. This is just giant catfish were just every fucking episode of River Monsters. Every episode, Jeremy Way was catching monster catfish. They're fucking everywhere, dude. They're on every continent. They're everywhere. Catfish are fucking scary because they eat everything. See? Look at this thing. Like, I know, like, fishermen do the forced perspective thing, so it looks more impressive when they upload it to their dating profiles, but it's still scary. It's still fucking scary. I know the Wells catfish, there's fucking... I forget all of them. Oh, yep. There's the man with multiple of them. Paraiba. Yeah. I should remember all of these. I grew up on River Monsters. Like, I should remember all of these. I also remember there used to be a show about people in the South, like, it was on Animal Planet too. It was about noodling. It was about people that, like, went into the water and, like, stuck their arms into, like, the little tunnels that catfish reside in, and it was insane. People are insane for doing that. Okay, I know what a dodo is. They're the little stupid birds that I think we ate them into extinction. Maybe people still believe they could be around. Is that what it is? Lived on the island, Mauritius? I can usually speak, but my head's all over the place. About to have gone extinct due to human activity. Yep, didn't we eat them? I wonder what a dodo tastes like. Probably like a fattier chicken, right? FIFA tub, blah, 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 blah. Why do we think it's still... Yeah, why is it in the realm of cryptozoology? Okay, dodo bird considered extinct by modern scientists, killed off by the influence of mankind. Okay, so people think they saw the dodo bird. A video supposedly taken in Costa Rica. Costa Rica? What? Wait, what was their native range? I know this is beyond what... Mauritius? What? Where is that? Where's Mauritius? Oh, in the Indian Ocean? Why the fuck would one be in Costa Rica? Pugwedgie. They're the little, they're like little... They're little people. They have, like, porcupine spines, and, like, they used to be really... they're a native legend. They used to be really chill with people, and then suddenly they just chose violence. Right? Yeah, little porcupine people. Ooh, I don't like that picture. Resemble a human. Oh, I know. Yeah, so they're essentially native, like, goblins. They're native gnomes. That's what I'm gonna call them. Bat Squatch. Okay, Bat Squatch. Basically Sasquatch, but with bat wings. I think for some reason they're associated with the eruption of Mount St. Helens in Washington. Maybe that's the last time one was allegedly seen. Okay, I am right. Southeast. Oh, similar to the Igloo in Oregon. Okay. Japanese ghost sightings. Could have sworn there was one associated with Mount St. Helens. Why no small wings? Mount Shasta. Oh, that's the mountain I was talking about earlier, with the secret society inside. I could have sworn I read one. It was around the time of the eruption of Mount St. Helens. Maybe it's in my Cryptids from Every State series. I can't remember. Deep Star 4000 fish. Kind of similar to the 1934 VB dive sightings. Basically, a gigantic fish that was seen on an expedition on the Deep Star 4000, which was a submarine or submersible type thing. But it's never been seen again. But it was apparently a really big fish because the they only saw the eye of the fish. It was like a marine biologist and someone else that physically saw it, and it was like the eye was the size of the porthole or whatever of the craft, but they didn't see the rest of it. Right? Okay. So artist rendition, that is a goldfish. Can you imagine? It was just a giant fucking goldfish. Okay. Pilot Joe Thompson, potentially marine biologist Jean LeHond, allegedly spotted fish during a research dive in San Diego Trough in June 1966. 4,000 feet down to deploy hydrographical instruments. Glanced through the window, found himself face to face with a massive fish that briefly swam into view. It swiftly plastering himself in the seabed before vanishing. Sighting lasted about 8 seconds. Okay. So, yeah. Big fishy that they only really saw a bit of. The Kappa. I think that's one of the first cryptids that I talked about on this channel. When I was doing like 3 cryptids, whatever videos. But essentially, it's a Japanese legend. It looks like a turtle, a bipedal turtle. It has hair and like a divot on its head that's full of water. And some say it's a trickster, others say it's just straight up evil. Um, there was a River Monsters episode based totally on the Kappa where Jeremy Wade theorized that maybe the legend was based off of giant salamanders that maybe were snapping up little kids. And one thing that I always remember about the Kappa is that one way to like incapacitate or kill it is like you bow to it and this dumb idiot like goes like this and all the water from its head pours out and then I think it dies. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, this guy. Yep, with the little divot on his head and everything. That's cool looking. It is a very interesting cryptid. I'll give him that. Okay, so mammoth sightings. It's a pretty general statement. The one that comes to mind for me, at least, are the alleged sightings of living mammoths in the Nahanni River Valley, which I've also talked about on this channel. Go check it out if you want to. That is one of my favorite topics that I've talked about, though it's not that good because I didn't know what I was doing back then. And there's also stories of people that have been traveling through the Nahanni River Valley coming across like thawing mammoth carcasses that are so fresh, like people will just cut off meat from them and cook it and eat it. Or they did that in the past at least because the mammoths were so recently dead and stuff. I'm sure this is gonna be more broad. Extinct relative, elephant or North American, Europe, explanations, supposedly mammoth. Where does it say it was? In Siberia. Why did I assume it was there? Generally accepted as extinct. Rules with the limb growing between his shoulders, the fifth leg user. Okay, so people just seeing weird shit and saying that. Okay, I think I went through all the ones that I know. Oh, no, Map and Guard. I do know that. So it's from somewhere in South America. It's sometimes shown as like a Bigfoot-like creature, but actually it's more likely based off of giant ground sloths, though I'm pretty sure in some legends, like its limbs are completely turned around, so it walks forwards slash backwards, depending on how you look at it, and it also has a giant stomach where its stomach should be, and I think it also traditionally has one eye. I sound so dumb. So yeah, it's based off of in Brazil, it's based off of giant ground sloths. So this is the one I was talking about. I thought it had its limbs turned the other way, but maybe not. So yeah, sometimes looked at like Sasquatch, mouth in the belly, single eye, that kind of stuff. Water lions. Okay, I think water lions are honestly just referring to water lions are just referring to like a reptile for some reason. It might be how they're referred to in Game of Thrones or something. Okay, no, I gotta take control. So they're aquatic cats in many different places. Okay. I think what I was thinking of in Game of Thrones, they refer to something called water lions or something like that, swamp lions. And it's implied that that's what they call like crocodiles or something. All right, so the Pinatubo monsters. What the fuck are they? I don't know. What are they? They're fish. I should have known they're fish. Something in my gut was telling me they're fish. I mean, I couldn't just say they're fish, and then like I still have to take a drink for that, but still, I might have looked a little bit more smart. Okay, so so serpentine creatures, probably fish or eels. Boy, jaguar. Hmm. No, not that I know too much about different languages, because I don't. The MB reminds me of Mokili Mbembe, which is an African thing, but jaguar sounds like jaguar, which is a South American thing. Cryptid reported in Paraguay. Where is Paraguay? That doesn't help. Oh, South American. Okay. So South America, so jaguar was more the right path. Uh, is that? Is it just a sea serpent thing? Cryptid, okay, described as the most celebrated of Paraguay's. It's interesting. I never really think of how other countries like think of their cryptids and stuff. That's kind of cool. Huge water serpent. Okay. When in doubt, it's either Bigfoot or the Loch Ness monster. Uh, Shunka Warakin. That sounds native. That kind of sounds native, but I don't know if it is. American hyena or okay. So basically American hyena. Animal mentioned an American folklore said to resemble a large wolf. So basically I'm pretty sure I feel like I remember this from like a documentary or something I watched. Some lady found this animal or shot it, and it honestly just looks like a wolf or something. I think it turned out to be a hybrid of a wolf and a dog. Um, I could have sworn she said it was something else. Maybe she said it was like maybe it was a chupacabra. I don't remember what she said it might have been. Its name means carries off dog, so I was right about the native thing. Taxidermist mounted it. Yeah. Okay, so it might be like a Lazarus Texan. That's the American hyena. Okay. Hey, I was at least right on it being native because, like, there's so many native languages, but for just something about it rang native to me. The Luska. I feel like the Luska I should know. I'm gonna go out. I think that's the shark octopus thing. I think that's the shark octopus thing. I don't know much more about it. I just remember that there was a shark octopus cryptid that I came across. Am I right? I'm right! Into a sea monster reported in the Caribbean that has been suggested by cryptozoologists. The giant octopus far larger than the known giant octopuses of the genus whatever, and giant squids. The legend also says it was half shark, half octopus, or cephalopod. Okay. Half megalodon, half megalodon, half kraken. That's funny. Or Tusotetus. What does that mean? Oh, a squid thing. Okay. Okay, did we get everything? The Bukavak. Sounds like Eastern European. Sounds like I can't get more specific than that. It just sounds okay. We also have a Yamakachi. What's the Bukavak? So from Slavic mythology. Okay, we it's like a kind of looks like a dragon. It looks like a chameleon with that eye, but obviously just that's an artist rendition. Sometimes imagined as a six-legged monster with gnarled horns, lives in lakes and pools coming out of the water during the night. It's fake. Loud noise, hence the name buka, which means noise. Jump on people and animals and strangle them. Okay. I'll drink to the bukavak. The Yamakachi. That definitely sounds Japanese or at least Asian. Giant legendary snake found in Mount Surgi in Japan. Although it's rare, it's viewed by villagers often bringing weapons possessed. Okay, giant snake. I did not think of that. Probably should have. So I think we're done with level 4. The glowing mud skipper. So I'm pretty sure that's just a literal one. They're just mud skippers, or what are mud skippers? They're not salamanders, but they're these little, I want to call them amphibians. I don't know if they actually are, but they do glow. I know exactly what they are. I'm just trying to think. Really, mud skipper. Cryptid, freshwater fish. Okay, it's a fish. It's a fish. Normally, I definitely know the difference between fish and amphibians, but like they're kind of on the line. Known from a single sighting of multiple specimens in a river in 1986. Appeared to be a mud skipper, a group of gobies known for their amphibious habits, but emitted a pulsating, bright red bioluminescent glow, something unknown to the group. The Agogoi. The Agogoi rings Bigfoot-esque to me. Like, somewhere in maybe Indonesia, or a humanoid thing. A humanoid primate creature, bipedal probably. Ah! I count that because most Bigfoot legends are mostly the same. Okay, human-like creature spotted in the forest of East Africa. So not Indonesia. Sighted in 1900 by Captain William Hitchens. So, okay. So I was right. So, Alti. That is the Altamaha River. That's a version of Nessie, right? Yep. It's just Nessie. It is just Nessie. Okay. I got this. I got this. Mahamba. I don't got this. Mahamba. Fuck. I know what a Mahamba is. Fuck. The Democratic Republic. Congo. So it's a giant crocodile. Fuck. I'm not gonna say I should have known that because I don't know how I would, but like, damn it. Shug monkey. Okay, I'm going purely off of my gut right now. I feel like I read something about primates or humanoid things that have been sighted in the UK. Shug monkey sounds like something like a British Christmas. Wait, an ethical creature, folklore like Cambridgeshire, Pichusa. Where are they from? Cambridgeshire. That sounds British. That sounds British. Yes, I'm right. It's a British monkey. I got it right. Shovel-headed whale. I feel like that's just sighting of a whale with an abnormal head that probably hasn't been seen since, so people can't classify it as a known species with an abnormality or a new species? Dimorphic beaked whale. Okay. Cryptid cetacean, Eastern Pacific Ocean, Mexican Peru, as well as the open ocean. Form beaked whale around 16 feet in length, distinguished by a flattened head, a wide flow-based dorsal fin, and wide base. Larger specimens assumed to be males possess white racing stripes. The black background specimens of these beaked whales have been photographed shortly after the sightings were published. The new species of beaked whale, the pygmy beaked whale, was discovered, which is considered the probable identity. Okay. I feel like I got that because I basically nailed it. Quetzalcoatl. That is the Aztec? Yeah, Aztec, feathered serpent. Right. Yes, I'm right. And then the Quetzalcoatlus, god from Mesoamerican culture. Okay, the Quetzalcoatlus is the biggest, or at least was the biggest, known pterosaur that was named after it. Okay. Stellar sea ape. I know whatever stellar. He's the guy that named a lot of different he named a lot of different species of aquatic animals during his travels. Some of them were misidentifications of already known animals. The stellar sea ape, he literally thought, he said it had the face of a primate, but then like the body of like a manatee. But I'm pretty sure it was assumed to be like a sea lion or something. He also named the stellar sea lion, so okay. The Danish sea ape was Henley dubbed in Latin. August. Yeah. Okay. So basically, that's what it looked like, and that's just a fucking sea lion. Or at least a seal, depending on like what characteristics you're looking at. 5 feet with the head similar to that of a dog. So why call it an ape? Or if the animal rose its front end out of the water to observe the ship, engage in amusing juggling behavior with pieces of wood. So yeah, that's just seal behavior. So seal or sea lion. I feel like I have to put a lot more effort into thinking right now. The ground shark. I'm pretty sure that's a proposed species of like carpet shark, like one of the ones that like chill on the bottom and kind of blend in. Yes, I got it right. Fuck yeah. Could be a giant form of the wabagong shark. Yeah. Uh, tetrators. For some reason, the name reminds me of terror birds. I forget the scientific name of terror birds, but they were these giant, like, they were giant, ground-dwelling birds that came after the dinosaurs, but they were still kind of apex predators. It was before birds kept getting, like, smaller and smaller and smaller. Like, they were still pretty big. Distinct genus of huge North American birds of prey known as tetrators. Okay, so I don't know if they're exactly the same thing. Locomotion, stout, calm, their legs, ability, agile, well pursued for walking and stalking prey. So I'm gonna say their flight was similar to that of condors. I don't think terror birds were able to fly. Terror birds were not able to fly; they were too big. So I will take a small sip for that, but I was on the right track. Let's do this. Okay, Jefferson's maned lion. I believe that's just. I'm pretty sure that's related to American lions, which American lions, I don't think they had manes. But I think whoever this Jefferson is, he was proposing that he saw one with the mane, and therefore maybe it was a species or subspecies. Named American lions are alien big cats reported from the United States, especially in eastern states described as male African lions. Sightings have officially been written off as misidentifications of feral dogs. Okay, I'm just gonna say something right now. I was that child in the zoo that was correcting adults on everything. Like, somebody would point to a cheetah, like, oh, look at the jaguar, or look at the leopard, and I would be the one to correct. I was that annoying kid. I'm still this annoying kid at heart. I don't understand. And again, this is coming from somebody who grew up on Animal Planet, so maybe, like, it's just not something I can comprehend. However, how do you misidentify a dog for a lion? I know some dogs can get very big, but like even like I think they're called chow chows, like the big ones with the like neck rolls and stuff. I don't understand how you mistake them for lions. Maybe that's just biased of me, but I don't get it. Okay. Tennessee Wildman, I'm pretty sure that's just another version of Bigfoot, right? Okay. Yes, basically. Okay. Reminiscent of the skull, which is the Florida Bigfoot. Giant rat, I'm pretty sure that's just referring to giant rats in New York City, but talking about like abnormally big ones that would defy logic. Isn't it an overgrown rat, but a separate species entirely? Okay, yeah. That one I don't think was in New York City, but the point still stands, kind of like the sewer gators. Ugh. Okay, so we basically got like everything on the outside. The naga. I'm pretty sure I know what that is. I'm pretty sure it's a type of serpent. Now, my instinct wants me to relate them to like the Vikings in Scandinavia because that is how the term is used in Game of Thrones. It's related to the Iron Islanders, who are based off of Vikings. However, I'm pretty sure that it's actually based on Indian or at least Southeast Asian legend. Naga is the Sanskrit and Pali word for deity or class of entity or be. Very great snake, specifically the king cobra, found in Hinduism and Buddhism. The term Naga is often ambiguous, may also refer to tribes known as Nagas, to elephants, ordinary snakes. I mean, I was right. Mekong River, attributed to oarfish. Oarfish are freaky looking. Yeah, I was right, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it was just the name that George R. R. Martin used. For some reason, when I hear Naga, I don't immediately associate it with like Southeast Asian culture. I associate it with like Scandinavian. Hey, but I got it right, so that's what matters. The sea monk. I feel like that's also related to Stellar. I feel like I forget what kind of fish or I think it's supposed to be a squid, but for some reason, like, it looked like a monk or resembled a monk in some way. Okay. So this is the illusion. That's what people were saying it was, but it was people theorized like, oh, they were probably seeing a squid and their mind turned it into whatever the fuck that is. So I was right on that one. Periton. I really don't know what that is. I'm gonna go out on a limb. For some reason, that is giving. It's giving pterosaur to me. That's not what that is, so I'm gonna drink. Okay, so it's a Pegasus. It is a Pegasus. That is a Pegasus with a deer. The Murray. See, normally I'd at least be able to make, like, a guess, but my brain isn't working. Murray, I really don't know. That's not very good for giving, for, like, generating guesses. Large triangular scutes, epidermis. What? A surviving how, okay, I vaguely, if you squint at it right, I guess you could kind of see T-Rex. See, it's cave drawings like this that sometimes, like, there are really detailed cave drawings out there that are really impressive. But then there's ones like this where people, like, make wild assumptions about them, and I'm like, where the fuck are you get? Maybe, like, whoever the caveman that was drawing this just messed up, and he didn't have an eraser, so it's like, okay, hopefully whoever sees this doesn't see this thing when I'm just trying to draw, like, a family photo. Okay, okay. Did I drink for that? Did I drank for that, I think. Calinoro. I'm getting late surviving dinosaur from that one. Fuck. That is a monkey. Humanoid cryptid living in Madagascar. Claim these creatures can be found through Madagascar, but they're rare. Fuck. Okay, there's the aggro pelter, and I think that's all of them for this one. I didn't even. I'd say that's enough. So hairy humanoid Sasquatch, like, okay. Okay, so that's the rest of my can of Red Bull at 10 o'clock at night. And then here's some more of the vodka. If I have to, I got a second can of the Red Bull. Thankfully, energy drinks and caffeine don't really do much about keeping me awake. The alcohol will put me to sleep, so I'm hoping, like, I just go to sleep and I don't feel this in the morning. Okay. Alright, so I think we got everything on here. So okay, let's see how much more we can have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god. Okay, the fur-bearing trout. I'm pretty sure they were a real thing. However, it wasn't actually fur. I'm pretty sure it's some weird growth on them. Maybe some sort of disease or fungus? Well, furry trout. Okay, so it's a hoax. Fuck. Wait. No, I'm gonna count that. A trout covered in saprolegnia. That's a fungus, right? Saprolegnia? I'm gonna count that because I specifically fucking remember that. Living trout covered in sapro. Okay, I know that's not necessary. I know they're saying that this is a hoax, but I'm gonna go with that because I specifically remember that. Glyptodon. Okay, that's. I'm pretty sure that's literally just a prehistoric creature. I should know this. I'm gonna say a prehistoric ground sloth because a lot of these are based on ground sloths. Fuck! It was that little shithead from Ice Age.
Hey, I can smell the ocean.
If I get them wrong, unless I'm, like, really interested in them for some reason, I'm not gonna go through their descriptions because you can see the picture in most instances, and I'm very tired. The side-hill gouger. I feel like that is some sort of Bigfoot. Bigfoot or hominid. Nope, wrong again. Oh, it comes from the same book as the skunk. Cute. Maybe I'll buy that book and make a video out of it. The Trinity Alps giant salamander. So that's just a giant salamander. I don't know where the Trinity Alps are, but I'm gonna take that as kind of a freebie because yeah. This is also kind of what the kappa is based on. So if you can kind of see, like, not with the head divot, but that can probably eat a small child. Ranging from 5 to 9 feet in the Trinity Alps River. Damn. Okay. Bigfoot. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that it's Bigfoot, but no. Kind of like Howlman. Are you a fraud too? Oh, I guess it didn't have a of Ohio. Okay, so giant owl person. The name kind of gave it away. Okay, Oklahoma octopus. He actually talked about this in the cryptids from every state. So people think there's a giant octopus in a man-made lake in Oklahoma. Nobody knows how it got there or why the octopus is in freshwater, but because there's an increased rate of drowning in that lake, people think there's an octopus there for some reason. Inhabit freshwater man-made lakes in Oklahoma. Or it's just, okay, yep. Glad I got that right. Okay, the frockle. Frockle? I want to say it's related to whales because I'm pretty sure there's a similar sounding word describing a class of whales, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Okay, well, it's on the right track with it being a sea creature. It's an eel with iron-hard scales and razor-sharp fins. Lives in stagnant ponds, polluted waters, and occasionally rivers. Polluted waters in Iceland. Interesting. It's a weird idea that we could kind of create cryptids, but it's not completely out of this world. Cynocephaly. Cephaly means head. Cyno Cyto means cell. I forget what cyno means. Fuck. Oh, I have to take a drink for the croakle. Oh, this isn't going well for me. I was way cockier about this than I should have been. Cynocephaly. Cynocephaly. Europe, India, China. Hairy giants. So there's not even like a consistent description of what it is. Dog-headed people? Okay, so kind of a werewolf? But definitely means head, so does that mean like the head of an animal? That's probably what it means. But what the fuck does Cyno mean?
You're not just wrong, you're stupid. Now wait just a minute. And you're ugly, just like your mum.
Neo-dinosaurs. We've discussed them before. They're the new dinosaurs. So dinosaurs that have survived post extinction. So think Machelian Bembe, the Robin, the Cathay Rex, that kind of stuff. Kelpie is a horse-like creature from broadly Europe, but I'm gonna say like Scotland and stuff. They're kind of a cautionary tale to children to keep away from water because they apparently come from water, and if you touch one, you get stuck to them. They're also like kind of a cautionary tale to stay away from weird horses. Right. That's not what that. Did I fuck up the links again? Well, I'll show proof on screen that I'm right about the Kelpie. The Glowacus. It's a cat thing. I'm pretty sure it's. Isn't it related to like Cherokee legend? A woman was. No. A woman was turned into like a 6-legged cat, but I don't think that's what the Glowocus is. Alright, let's see it. Glastonbury, traditional lumberjacks. Okay, yeah, that's not what... I know I've spoken about the Glowocus before, but I don't think I'm right. Dog in the back and a cat in the front. Huge cat. No, I think I'm wrong. I think that's something else. I really don't want to have to go get my other Red Bull, but I know I have to. Bunyip. 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 I'm pretty sure... I want to say it's a Bigfoot, but I don't know. Nope. I don't know these. Okay, Bigfoot, that's obviously I couldn't find anything. I'm gonna imagine it's like a Bigfoot with pig-like features. A Sukaraf. Nope. Um, Patagonia in the 15th century? I'm sorry, I can't read all that. I'm gonna say it's like a chimera of sorts. The Hebathon. I should have guessed a Bigfoot thing. I should have guessed a Bigfoot thing. I would have given it to myself if I did. What a damn guess Bigfoot. Or Nessie. You'll be right 50% of the time. Okay. You give me one cricket. Oh, I just ran over some of my final for my cricket. I didn't drink. But the show must go on. That's more than I wanted. But now, it's going to be even bigger consequences for fucking up. This is like... I'm going to be fucked in the morning, and it's going to be my fault. The Groot slang. Bigfoot? Nope. Definitely not. Okay, so elephant worm thing? Okay, so I get a drink for that. I definitely put more vodka in that than I wanted to. The Cuban critter. All I can think is like a Chupacabra-esque one, but that's because Cuba's close to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is where the Chupacabra originated. Fuck. Were there... Okay, so when you're guessing, it has to be either Bigfoot, Nessie, or ground sloths. Because there's a lot of fucking things that look like ground sloths. I didn't... Were ground sloths even in Cuba? I don't think so. Dismissed as a hoax. Okay. Ugh. Okay, the Dobarchu. Carnivorous lake monster. Okay. I'm just accepting it. Since the first tip was kind of little. Okay. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 4. I've never gotten so drunk that I'm like blackout, throwing up, or anything like that. But I feel like this might lead me there. The Dundas Island blackfly. I'm pretty sure that's a giant blood-sucking fly. Kind of like sandflies, but big. Grow to 5 to 6 inches. Hunt their prey, drink their blood. Okay, I was right. Cave cow. Cave cow. You know what, I'll circle back. Orang Batty, I'm pretty sure that's just the Orang Pendek, but then bat. I'm correct. Okay. Good so far. Yukon Giant Worm, I'm pretty sure that's just a Mongolian death worm in the Yukon, so Canada? Alaska? Canada? Okay. Arboreal worm-like monsters inhabit holes in glaciers as well as trees. Okay, so I was right, reportedly in Canada. Okay. I'm gonna take it, even though they're not the exact same, but they also said Mongolian deathworms weren't as big as I thought, so. The Boggy Creek Monster, there's a movie based off of it. It's basically Bigfoot, but it's a more aggressive type of Bigfoot that will attack people. Yep. Louisiana, Missouri. Okay, so it's aggressive. Tea cuddler. I don't think there's an actual physical description of these guys. I remember a cryptid I talked about in like my first 3 videos talking about cryptids on my channel. It was literally just known from a sound, and I'm pretty sure tea kettlers are the same. They sound like tea kettles going out, obviously. That is a dog. That is a dog. Known as the wild tea kettle, fearsome critter. Okay. So it's in the same book, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I got that right. Ozark Howler. I feel like that's a cat creature that makes a lot of noise. It's a bear. Oh, it's also known as the devil cat. Okay, I'm gonna take that. It's known for, let's see, typically bear size, thick body and leg, black shaggy hair, glowing eyes. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before. It's cry, combination of. Okay, so cat, devil cat. I've talked about this before, and I said it was cat-like, so I'm gonna take it because I don't want to drink more than I have to. Giant ants. Giant ants? Are they literally just giant ants? They're ant people. Ant-men, army of ants are human size, appear in Greek mythology? Greek mythology is so fucking weird. Maybe aliens? I'll take a drink because I wasn't thinking like anthropomorphic like this. But I might just be I don't know. I don't know. AOW abominations. I forget what AOW stands for, but I feel like they're if I remember, I'm pretty sure they're like UFOs and or alien creatures that are over the ocean. What ocean? I'm gonna guess the Atlantic, seriously, but they know. Atlantic Ocean winged abominations. Airborne cryptid recited off the Dominican Republic in Puerto Rico. I'm gonna be sure to ask my boyfriend about that one. Huh. So I was right. I was right. I was right. Okay. The roamer, obviously I couldn't find that. Thank that. So brownies. I feel like they're not pronounced. I feel like these are little gnome guys from Scotland, maybe? I'm going out on a limb, but I feel like I remember that. Scottish folklore brownies are tiny benevolent fairies. So fairies, gnomes, same thing. They're pronounced bruni. With cold black eyes. Ugh. Ugh. But I was right. I was right. I don't have to drink for that. So I got these. So the Jensen Bone. Usually I try to get some sort of indication of at least the region, but I can't. It's a fucking ground sloth. From South Korea. Okay. That's a ground sloth. Should have followed my rule. Bigfoot, Nessie, or sloth. Okay. Okay. I got this. Cave cow. A cow in a cave. I don't think it's gonna be that simple, but maybe a living ground sloth. Then why the fuck call it cows? I really hope I don't make myself sick. Specs. I don't. Let's see. Specs was a cryptid marine invertebrate reported on March 11th, 1959, off of Miami Beach, Florida. If you know it's off of Florida, you don't already know it's a fucked up thing. Alright. 5'5" cylindrical body standing on 8 hairy legs, which reached 3 feet off the ground. What the fuck? Did I drink already for this? I'm gonna say no because I think I drank for the cave now. High setter. Phi setter. What the fuck is a phi setter? It's a dirty ass Loch Ness monster. I have to start putting in random guesses before actually clicking, so I at least have a chance of being right, because like, I don't have much Red Bull left. And I'm not seeing straight shots anymore. I'm not doing it. The Takuhi, I guess it's a Bigfoot. Service unavailable, so I'm just gonna skip that one. El Quiero. I tried 3 years to learn Spanish, and I'm still trying. I don't know what quiero means. Maybe I can give myself a hint. It means hide or pelt. I still don't know what the fuck that means. I'm gonna guess Bigfoot. Maybe it's a guy in a pelt. No, it's just animals. It's just demonic creature from Chilean folklore. What? Argentina. Considered a lake monster. And it's just an animal pelt. I can't wait to go to sleep. And then the hoogag. What the fuck is a hoogag? Oh, also in Fearsome Critters. Cameline Road. Or a moose. Wisconsin, northern Minnesota. That's a moose. That's a fucking moose. Oh, fuck. 3 more. 3 more. Tommy knockers. I'm pretty sure they're just like little gnome things. Stephen King wrote about them. They're little gnome things, right? They're just little weird leprechaun gnome things. Yep. Okay. I got this. Trunco. That is a globster. That's a globster that was found. People thought that I'm pretty sure it was the neck portion. I'm pretty sure people thought that was the neck, but it was actually, or people thought it was a trunk, but it was actually like either the spine or the neck. It was a globster. Yeah, that's what people thought they were. All of this stuff that looks like hair, that's actually like fibers in the muscle, I think. I forget what people determined it probably was. Carcass of a shark or whale. Okay. I'm so tired. Okay, Oh, did I do the Bear Lake Monster? God damn it. Bear Lake Monster, what is it? It's a fucking... I want to say that's crocodile, but that's actually, a mosasaur. Okay. Okay, okay. The beast of... I think it's pronounced Gevaudan? I knew about it before, but I think I learned how to say it because of Teen Wolf. Basically, werewolf slash wolfman thing in France? Yep. Yep. So tired. And I have to pee. Um, Honey Island Monster. I'm gonna guess that that's some sort of sea serpent. I gotta start getting more right because I don't have much that's left and I'm not taking shots. The Placerville Goblin? Or the Placerville Gopher? I think was just a giant gopher. I'm gonna be simple. Cryptid in Placerville in the United States, 1914. Rough furred animal, long bushy tail, appearance of a gopher. Okay, so we thought it was a big gopher. Okay. 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 The folk monster. I feel like that's another. I feel like that's the tadpole looking sea monster thing, right? I got this wrong. I tagged the wrong thing. Oh? Okay. I was looking it up and it said Boggy Creek monster redirected from the folk monster. So I'm just gonna assume that it's the same thing. If not, editing me will fix it. Megalonyx, man seal, I don't fucking know, man. The cool. I feel like that's a Bigfoot thing. Bat Squatch. Bat Squatch. Strix. Like it's its name from the sound effects. Which I should have known. A snipe. What is a snipe? I know a snipe is a bird. Oh, it's a bug. The Arctic snipe. Hokobala. Yeah, I guess it's Bigfoot. Nope. So it's kind of like the map inquiry with bat wings. So single eye. I really have to pee, but I don't want to break the seal because I know I'm gonna be late. Gazago. It's a fucking ground sloth. That's a ground sloth with the face of a tapir. Man seal. I feel like that's similar to the. Fuck. I feel like I can't think, but I feel like I really need to start actually like making educated guesses because I don't have much left. Man seal. I feel like that's kind of like the stellar sea lion. Sea ape. I mean, okay, that's an Inuit culture, right? Right. Mer beings, Arctic Ocean, Pacific Ocean. Okay, anyway, okay. I'm gonna take that as a win because I knew it was basically the same thing, and I knew that it was from the Inuit. Okay. Megalon. I need to stop doing that because my desk is not stable, so I know that was shaking. Megalonyx. I'm really trying to, like, keep it together because I really have to pee. So, okay, Megalonyx. Did I already do Megalonyx? No, but it's a fucking ground sloth.
Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky.
It's a fucking ground sloth, isn't it? It's a fucking ground sloth. I have a beef with fucking ground sloths now. Ninky Nunca. I wouldn't have guessed whatever the fuck this is. Alright, so I really have to start getting some. Because let's listen to my Red Bull. And I'm not taking any more shots. Even though I don't know how many shots that's the equivalent of. I need to be careful pouring that because this is right over my computer. Orbon, let me guess it's some sort of sea serpent. Trying to decide, should I ration the drink that I have? It's not really a sea serpent. Hunchback cat-like creature with sturgeon scales and webbed feet. Yeah, that's not a sea serpent. Okay. Maybe kind of as a punishment for this, I should make like individual videos on all of the ones I missed, so then like I can say that I educated myself on them. The Olatau. For some reason that gives like flying vibes. Okay, just because I pulled that out of my ass, I'm gonna give that to myself and not actually drink. Comes from the tub, ceremonially dance, suits represent demons. Okay. I went off of vibes alone, but I got it right. So I'm for that one specifically, I'm gonna give it to myself. Tsunshinoko. I don't know what that is. I think it's Japanese, but that doesn't tell me anything about what it is. Okay, so it is Japanese. It's a fat little snake, meaning dirt child or child of hammer. Word it. 30 to 80 centimeters long. What the fuck? Oh, that's so fucking not quite that one, but like the little one under it. That's it's so cute. Have the ability to speak, but if you meet it, they're not to be trusted. They have a taste for alcohol. No sightings of it consuming alcohol. That's funny. I need to go to bed. Okay, pedigrapha. Okay, so I'm guessing that's French, but I don't know anything beyond that. Oh, it's essentially a Mapingari, but like with 1 foot. 5 foot human like ape, black skin, white navel, horn on its forehead, large hands, no feet. Okay, so I got a drink for that. Wait, did I drink for the fat snake? I don't think I did. Ugh. Cumberland dragon. From what I know, I think that's just a dragon. Oh wait, is that the tiny dragon dude that I talked about? The tiny dragon dude on the mountain that hops like a kangaroo? I'm not crazy. That's actually what the story was. I forget what state it was for, but like the Cumberland Mountain. I don't know where that is, but that was. I'm pretty sure. I don't fucking know. I'm starting to feel like I have to throw up. Fleshgate, that's just the internet amalgamation of a Wendigo and a Skinwalker. Like, Fleshgate, Skinwalker. Like, it's just the internet version. Injured Cold, that's that one picture of a creepy ass guy that I really don't want to click on and open up. That apparently, like, lots of people see in their fucking dreams. I'll open it anyways, but I really don't want to because I fucking hate that picture. That guy. That guy right there. That guy. That degenerate right there. Zaratan. I'll go through what I know first. The Rougarou. That's the New Orleans version of a werewolf. It originated from the Loup-garou. It's a werewolf. Cajun and Creole folklore. It's a werewolf. It's a fucking werewolf. The Canby Island creature. I think this is. It's a species of anglerfish. I think it's a species of anglerfish. Anglerfish or football fish. They're basically the same thing. Yep, I'm right. Pushy. I don't think I'd. Some think it was a species of anglerfish. Butter. Yeah. Okay. Two-toed Tom, I'm pretty sure that's an alligator or a crocodile with two toes. It's like abnormally large, right? Large alligators, southern United States, usually Florida to Alabama. Okay. The hide behind, I'm pretty sure that's an Appalachian thing. Basically whenever you look at them, they just hide behind a tree or whatever's nearby so you can never get a good look at them. Is that true? Hide behind mysterious nocturnal creature from American folklore, from fearsome critters. Okay, so same as the swamp. I really need to get that book. I know whatever this is. 11. Okay, I know whatever this is from South American folklore. Just from the name, but I can't tell you what the fuck it is. Fucking ground sloth. Of course it is. Of course it is. Or a tree sloth, but still, it's a fucking sloth. Okay. The Jabba I feel like I don't know where that's from. Okay, giant spider. Cool. Sorry if I'm taking smaller sips. I'm just trying to conserve what I have left. Kiki down. Kiki down. Yeah. Maybe Japanese? I will. I'm getting to the point of being drunk where, like, I feel like I have to put more thought into, like, each movement I do. Even though, like, I'm awake and I'm technically aware, I feel like I'm not fully controlling what I'm doing. So, that's a feeling. Dinganet. Okay. Okay. I'm not even gonna pretend that I know what that is. It looked like a penguin cat. It's a grunge. I feel like I should know this, but I don't. Okay, so it's a chupacabra thing. In Washington. I can't think right now. It's fucking hard to think. Bigfoot? A Bigfoot? If it's a Bigfoot-esque creature, I'll give it to myself. If it's not a Bigfoot. What is that? It reminds me of a Minotaur, but then it has one eye, so it's kind of like a Bathangari. It's kind of like a Minotaur. But did I drink from this? I don't ever want to drink again after this. Did I do this one? The Dinkanak? Okay, I did. Okay, so I have the Manahuna, the Shrimsel, and the Camel area creature, and the Naha. I feel like the Naha So years and years ago, I did a video on the Nahani River Valley, and there are people there that like are wild men, but I'm pretty sure the legend goes that they're descendant from the Naha people, who are indigenous people that live there. But also the Naha, at least part of them, might have traveled down into the southwestern United States and turned into the Navajo people, if that's how the theory goes. Oh, fuck. Thank God. Camel area. Did I do the scrimsel? Okay, the scrimsel I didn't do. It was some sort of lake monster. Okay, well, at least I got that out of the way. The Menehune? Did I do that? No, I didn't do that either. They're basically little gnomes. That's not what it... They're little gnomes or goblins or whatever from Hawaiian culture. Cool. I'm never drinking. The camel area creature. I feel like the camel area creature, that's some sort of like alien, right? That has to be some sort of alien. If I got it right on alien, I'll give it to myself because I don't want to drink anymore. I got it right. That's some ostrich looking motherfucker. Near Marine. Okay, from Marine near Camel, Idaho. Or what else that says? Near Camel, Ohio. The witness and his wife were driving near Camel when they came over a hill and saw the creature. That isn't ostrich looking motherfucker. Okay, do I do all of them? Did I do them? Okay, yes, I did the Naha. Did I do a Dungavin Hooter? I don't think I did. What's the Dungavin Hooter? It's from the Fearsome Critters. Fucking thing. Alligator leg, no mouth, nostrils are normally large. What the fuck? Okay. No nostril have an ass. I'm so drunk. This is all I have left, so let's hope I can get through it because I don't want to do any more shots. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe because I did this for you guys to celebrate getting to 630 subscribers, and to just do something a little special and silly for you guys. I love you guys so much, and I hope to be back and doing more regular themed videos and not fucking drinking like this soon. So, thank you so much, and we'll get back to it. Sinkhole Sam. I know I've covered him. He's a snake or some sort of similar creature in one of my cryptids from every state videos. Maybe Kansas or something. Worm or snake-like creature, 15 feet long. In Kansas. Okay, cool. I'm correct. Megalania. I don't know what the... If I was sober, I'd know what that is. I'm just gonna go through what I know. Octosquatch, that's just like a humanoid figure, but it looks like a fucking octopus. I forget where it's from, but I at least know what it is. See? So the man-eating tree of Nubia, I know it's probably not related, but I always imagine the island from the Life of Pi that that Pi and the tiger land on that has a bunch of, I think it's spirit cats or something. But at night it turns carnivorous and it starts producing like acid or whatever to eat everything. That's what I think it is. Or at least that's what I compare it to, but it's just a carnivorous tree in Nubia. Yeah. It's kind of self-explanatory. The Chappie spider, I think it's just a big spider from wherever Chappie is. The Buena Vista giant spider or Colorado giant spider. I didn't know it was in Colorado. Valued at village pets for their ability to control pests. Okay, so people claim to have actually had them as pets. I'm so drunk. Okay, Antarctic Godzilla. I'm pretty sure it was just people saw a big thing that resembled Godzilla in the Antarctic. Nickname given to an enormous cryptid sighted by the crew of the Sonia, a Japanese research vessel in blah 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 on February 13th, 1958. That's a creature compared to the fictional Godzilla due to its size and appearance. Okay. Contraction of the word gorilla and whale. Okay. Okay. The hoop snake, I don't know where it's from, but it's a snake that its mode of locomotion is biting its tail and then like rolling like a fucking wheel. Yep. Just like that. I'm sorry if this last tier isn't that impressive. I'm trying to stay awake. The giant goblin sharks, I'm pretty sure I talked about them in my Shark Week video last year about the giant goblin sharks that were found in the Gulf of Mexico. Document. That was exceptionally large thing. Okay, yep. Okay. So I did this one. The dire wolf, I'm pretty sure that's also kind of something that falls into the Nahanni River Valley dire wolves. I don't know what I'm gonna drink for that. Late surviving dire wolves that existed in the Pleistocene era. Possible sightings. I'm just gonna give myself that because I feel like late surviving dire wolves is pretty self-explanatory. Alright, so I'm gonna go to the Raleilomina. Father of crocodiles or father of the hippopotamus. Giant crocodilian recorded from Madagascar. Didn't know that. I felt the burn in my fucking nostrils. Okay, the Umguza. The Umguza monster. A cryptid reported in Zimbabwe. Didn't know that. As you can see, I'm taking smaller sits because I'm trying to make it last through all of the ones that I don't know because I don't know any of this. The Ajule. Or bush dog. And bush dog is a thing. They're little tiny porky things. Okay, maybe I don't know. I couldn't even remember what that is. The Kajnak. An arthropod reported from shallow bays and lakes in Greenland and Canadian Arctic. Okay, the Buru. The Buru? 20-foot long aquatic reptile reminiscent of a monitor lizard. Okay, so drink for that. Mananji. The little salamander guy from West Virginia. There's a lot of cryptids from West Virginia. Half man, half fish. Alright, the Megalania. I'm pretty sure that's just a big Komodo dragon? Okay, I'm correct. Alright, the Gert dog Anerdale. I realize I haven't even been making guesses for the last few weeks. I don't remember if I was technically drinking for these. This one, I don't even know. I think it some kind of dog. I feel like it's reminiscent of the thylacine. A serious creature killed between 300 and 400 sheep in 6 months. Cumberland, England, in 1810. Okay, so it seems like it kind of is similar to the stories about the beasts of Gévaudan, killing livestock and hunting everything. That really looks like a thylacine, though, so I don't know how that would have made its way over to England. The Patridge Creek Beast, I don't know what that is. Animal depicted, I'm sorry, what was medium-sized theropod, so it's a dinosaur, so. I know I'm not taking full sips, but I'm just trying to make it last, because I'm not taking shots. The Uga? I don't know what that is. I will get to scroll for this one. God damn it, can we please just get to what I'm looking for? Oh, so it's a giant fucking snapping turtle. Okay. Two-headed snapping turtle. Okay. Okay. Stronside beast, I think we did. Okay, so the Stronside beast, basically, I didn't even guess before clicking on it, so. My fucking punishment, it's a sea serpent thing. We basically made it through all of the cryptids on the list, and I am very drunk. So I hope this was very entertaining for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate and love you guys so much. Thank you so much for subscribing over the months and years that I have put into this channel, and for sticking with me even through the breaks that I take on this channel due to school and work. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope this video was very entertaining for you guys. I usually don't get very drunk, but I know that I am shit-faced right now. Thank you also so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you are notified anytime that I upload. I hope to upload more often. I hope to upload more often now that I'm towards the end of my semester and I'm at a job where I have a set schedule and I can actually set time aside to actually record videos. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
What is up, YouTube? What is up, YouTube? What is up, YouTube? What is up, YouTube? My name is Trinity. My name is Trinity. My name is Trinity. And welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today we are talking about aliens. Today we are going to be talking about the back rooms. Yes, we are talking about Slender Man. I am talking about the Wendigo. The Battle of Ape Canyon. Disappearance of 12-year-old Johnny Gosh. Ed and Lorraine Warren. I finally get to talk about Mothman! Thank you all so much for watching. I love and appreciate you guys so much. It makes me so happy to know that people are actually watching and like my content. I want to grow this community more. We've been growing a lot lately, and I just want to see us gain more traction and, you know, more people find this so we can all enjoy spookiness together. I do want to see where this channel goes, and I'm very excited that we've hit this milestone. Thank you again for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.